Long time no seen, right? I'm talking to you. Yes, you Nimiq holder. We haven't covered NIM in a while. And in the meantime, as you can see, he surged more than 150% to the upside in 1 month. So, not to be mistaken, this price change of 150% to the upside is in 1 month, not 1 day. But nonetheless, it's a nice move. I mean, who wouldn't want to make such gains in 1 month, right? Let's keep you updated on the Nimiq versus dollar, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the big guys. And let's take a short-term approach. Maybe we find something that you eagerly are waiting for. Let's go. As a viewer of this channel, you got a few options. Since we live in a fairly free world, you are free to do whatever you want. You can just lay it back, watch this video and do nothing. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe, click that red box, join our crypto pack, that is also completely free. If you want to tip the dinosaur, be my guest, that is not completely free, but is up to you. Check out the description of this video. Before we dig into Nimiq, let's make a quick flyby of the top 10 coins, shall we? Bitcoin is standing about $38,000. It's kinda resting, but just for reference, the last time we covered Nimiq, Bitcoin was standing above $15,000. So it's been a while, huh? Funny thing, with Bitcoin at $50,000, we thought soon the resistance is coming, and soon we will have to retrace. Boy, were we wrong. This train never stopped, practically from the $10,000. Amazing gains you could have made if you entered Bitcoin a few months ago. Now, yesterday we made a video on Stellar. Be sure to check that out if you are interested in that coin, because it had massive gains of 60% and more to the upside. Today it retraced 23%. So if you just look at today's picture, it's not looking so good, 23%. But since we know the information that yesterday it had far more bigger surge, this is not so bad. Cardano, as you can see, is also retracing more than 17%. And the one was also one of those who had quite a surge. So don't be surprised by these bigger pullbacks, because remember, yesterday we talked even about coins with gains more than 100% in less of 24 hours. So if you expect a big gains, embrace some pullbacks. And now the time has come. Nimiq update for you. Here we are, 12 hours chart of Nimiq versus USD. If you ask me, pretty short term. If you ask someone else, maybe long term, I don't know. Every candle represents half a day. I really don't feel the need to go below this. And of course, all of this move is something for you, if you are the Nimiq holder, to rejoice and to be happy. How about I leave you a few moments just to enjoy the sight. Here you go. Nice, right? But now let's get back to the business. How to analyze this move, this big surge to the upside. For your reference, the last time we covered Nimiq, we were still in this overall consolidation. And we said this period is needed for accumulation, for a cool-off period after the pullback. And practically we said this kind of move will come. So here we are, somewhere around 0.002 we made our last video, and today we stand at 0.006. Well, that's a nice upside surge, and that was a nice upside potential. Does Nimiq have more upside potential? Well, absolutely, why not? This is just the beginning. For now, since we are talking short term, we will not go into the far future. But just to comment on this perspective, okay? If we plot volume, you can see that the biggest volume since October was round about these days, today, yesterday, or something like that. Because people are taking profits. This is the volume, because there's some selling coming in, but also a big green candle with a big green volume. So a lot of buying power coming in here, and vice versa. Now selling is in place, so nothing to worry about. Can we retrace even more? Absolutely, but those parts are all just parts of the game. Now I will plot this 200 period moving average just to show you why we surged to the upside. What you are seeing here is a 200 period moving average, a resistance, right? So a big pressure on the price. When we first touched the 200 period moving average, we were rejected. Then once again we tried, and the pressure was bigger and bigger. Here we tried to break out of it, still nothing. But on the end of last year we had that break to the upside, and we were no longer below the 200 period moving average as we were all of this time. Look at this, all of this price action was bearish and below the 200. Now we are above it, and well above it, if I may say. Regarding that, if you see any retracement pullback to the major moving average, you should not panic, because at the times I'm not expecting a pullback to this big 200 period moving average, but along the way pullbacks are certainly needed. So hence this big upside move, because the pressure was so big at this time that we exploded in the direction of the breakout, right? Now if I erase all this and plot the 100 period moving average, what else can we deduct? Can you see the collision right here between the two of those? We had a bullish crossover of the 100 and the 200. After the crossover of those two significant ones, what happened? Once again, one more reason why we surged to the upside. Look at this, just a few days, not even days. This is the exact point, one more time, the exact point where price 100 and 200 collided. Nothing more but a price explosion to the upside was in the cards. We haven't drew any trend lines. Well, how about this one? Let's remove this. You can see clearly. How about this resistance and this resistance? And how about a big candle needed for a break of that resistance? One more proof why we surged to the upside. Is this enough for you? Still nothing? Okay, one more line before we leave to the Bitcoin chart. How about this upward sloping support, and look at this resistance. After we break below this trend line, we bounced and bounced and bounced and bounced and bounced, and after we again broke above it, the story remains the same. A big breakout, a big explosion to the upside. If you ask me, this is enough proof for you why things happened, and this is a pretty picture, in my opinion. Is that the case with Nimiq versus Bitcoin? It's time to find out. Quick answer to my previous question is no, this is not a pretty picture. First of all, look at these candles. By a quick glance at this chart, you can deduct that Nimiq is not fairly traded versus Bitcoin, because this is not a normal looking chart. So we can say that we have a clear downtrend, right? I mean, how clearer can it get? Down, down, down. And the final, let's say, nail in the coffin versus Bitcoin, a 200 period. Look at it. For so long, we were so low and so well below this 200 period moving average that just at the beginning of this year, a few days ago, we met, and we are still not able broke above this 200 period moving average with conviction. This is not conviction. This is a struggle. Take one thing into account. Bitcoin at the moment is crazy surging to the upside. It is so strong that it's fairly normal for one little Nimiq not to be in a good position against Bitcoin at these times. As the time passes and Bitcoin is cooling off or retrace, that could change. For now, keep your Bitcoin. Nimiq doesn't have the volume against it, and Nimiq is in a downtrend. Against Ethereum, well, let's find out. Now, can you spot a difference? Not in price action, because as against the Bitcoin, we are in a downtrend. Against Ethereum also. The one is too strong. But look at those candles. Doesn't they look a little bit healthier than versus Bitcoin? This sure does. Not super healthy as versus USD, but versus Bitcoin, the chart is looking too sick. As in our previous, we can declare downtrend. We are bouncing on this support line and surely but slowly going to the downside. This attempt to break this downtrend failed. And one more time, having concluded, we are having a bearish price development versus Ethereum. 200 will tell us the same story as ever. Well below it, price action. As I said, Nimiq tried to break above it and be bullish versus Ethereum, but no. Still, the major altcoin is too strong. So, as versus Bitcoin, keep your Ethereum. If I may conclude, versus Ethereum, we are bearish. Versus Bitcoin, also bearish. But versus fiat, things are quite different. We are bullish. If you want to buy Nimiq with USD, that could be a wise choice. Versus the big boys of crypto, I don't know, maybe in some time. But you know what could be bullish? You liking this video and putting those thumbs up. How about that? Not a bad idea, right? If you liked the video, do that. If you didn't like the video, I got a few more of those. Check out one of these and one of these. Maybe your crypto hunger will be satisfied. Until the next Nimiq rendezvous, farewell.